Hey Facebook, we're back here Friday Night Live with you from the Magic Shares Travel. And as usual, we're just going to do a quick sound check and sync up everybody's cameras. So, Tam, if you go to my page and refresh it, the video should pop up in just a second, and then you can share it.
On your normal page?
Yeah, if you do rate post, and then it'll tell you, it'll let you.
This one? Or this one? Whoops.
The affiliate page.
Okay.
Okay. Sharing is caring. Okay.
On Facebook tonight we have another friendly face of the Magic Skewers. Tammy is joining us tonight.
Hello.
So we have Tammy, we have Holly, and myself, Amy. We are going to be talking about Wilderness Lodge tonight, but I think we're going to start with a few news items first. The first news item we'll just get out of the way, the explosion of free dining that happened on Monday morning. So if anybody out there is interested in a fall trip to Disney World, please contact one of us, and we will do our best to see if we can get you in on a free dining date.
Hurry.
Yes, because it's going very, very fast.
They go quickly.
Like, you want to call us, like, we'll be done around 9. Give us a call then. Availability, though, this year I thought was better than it had been in the past couple years. Those are really loud. It was a little easier to get through.
Yes.
I know 2 years ago when I did it, it took me 12 hours to change one reservation. Like, literally calling, redialing over and over, and I got on hold and got cut off, and it was pretty ugly.
Yeah.
So it's going a little smoother. The availability is showing up a little bit better. We're not getting as many false sold out messages.
Yeah.
So it's definitely still possible to get in.
Yes. And just so everyone is clear, your check-in dates must fall in the date range that is given by Disney. So if you're looking online at the free dining dates that are available, just keep in mind that when you're planning your own trip, or we plan a trip for you, but you're looking for dates to arrive, you need to pick the dates
that are inside those windows.
Yes.
You also must have a park hopper ticket, and I believe there's a minimum stay. Is it 5 nights? Okay, I didn't have anybody that fell outside of that. So
it's a minimum of 5 night stay,
and
you must have at least the park hopper or the park hopper plus.
Right.
So
I did see that the park hopper, there wasn't even an option not to pick.
Right.
Correct.
Yes.
So.
They did a pretty good job of making sure that we could only choose the things that made the dining plan work.
Yes.
So that interface is getting a little bit better, which is giving us better quotes for you.
Info. So if people want to go in the time of October, the time to book would be, if you want to spend most of it in October, would be September 30th.
Right.
correct.
Because
So that falls in that
right.
time frame, and they give you the free meal plan for
Right.
the whole week, which is nice.
Exactly. And the room discounts that are available actually go through October 7th. So if you're not eligible for free dining and you still want to try to get a discount, as long as you're checking in by October 7th, we might still be able to get something discounted for you. So
I just wanted to clarify one more thing with the free dining, because there was a change with this go around the free dining, and the fact that value and moderate resorts will be getting the quick service free dining, whereas and the deluxe will be getting the Disney dining plan. So it's a little bit of a change from years past. So just wanted to throw that out there. If anybody had gotten free dining before and were expecting Disney dining at moderate
and
resorts,
if you're booked on it and you're not, and you think you might not have Disney dining, double check your reservation, and it is upgradable. So if you've got the quick service dining plan, you can pay the difference, which I believe is $23 a day per person. For adults.
That's for adults, and it's only
I don't know what the difference is for child.
It's minimal.
Yeah.
So it's definitely
probably $6 or $7 a day or something like that. So definitely worth the upgrade if you want to do some character meals and still use that free dining as a promotion.
You're still saving a ton of money. So regardless.
Yeah. So in other news this week, I guess probably saw this on Facebook. That Johnny Depp was in the Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland.
I was jealous.
Okay, I have people traveling in Disneyland this week, and they missed him by 2 days.
Not fair.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I felt really bad because they were, of course, nobody had any idea it's going to happen. And I'm looking at their Facebook pictures, they're at the beach, and I scroll down, and I'm like, Johnny Depp and Pirates! I'm like, crap, they just missed it! So, yeah, we missed it by 21 days, but they missed it by 2.
I wonder how long he was there. Like, does anybody know? Like,
I don't know if he,
how
I
many...
can't imagine he hung out there all day.
Well,
he was probably in there for like an hour.
He's Johnny Depp, he's got things to do.
Right, there were probably like 50 bajillion people that rode Pirates that day that didn't see Johnny Depp, but
that were mad.
you know, he was there for 12
Running
minutes.
back.
So.
I'd ride it, I would keep riding it. Okay, let's go.
Oh man, the line wait. Oh.
Yeah, darn.
You heard Johnny Depp there, and that line's going to be insane.
We got a lot of feedback going on.
So sorry. Sorry.
But hey, as technical issues go, this is a good show.
Yeah.
We've only had like 2 so far. Like, that's pretty good. And the sound is on, and we're not going to have to re-record in an hour.
We have sound and we have a clear screen. We're good.
Yeah,
Oh
it's amazing. It's amazing.
Anyway.
So,
Other news.
in other news this week, apparently there a lot of, well, I know that there are a lot of issues for folks who are here on temporary visas, and getting in and out of the country right now if you're not a U.S. citizen has some extra layers of difficulty. But apparently that's going to be affecting a good number of Walt Disney World cast members. There are about 500 Haitian cast members who are here temporarily, and it was a program while things were really, really bad in Haiti, and that program's been extended because of Hurricane Matthew, and then because apparently there was a bad disease, cholera. It's like an Oregon Trail disease that killed you when you played the game. I think I want to say it was cholera or diphtheria, something. I mean, something really bad.
Hi, Melissa.
And anyway, there was apparently an epidemic of it in Haiti, so they extended this program so that these folks could stay. And apparently now Disney World is working very tightly with some other humanitarian organizations to try to get it extended again, because they're about to lose like 500 cast members if this happens. I mean, it affects 50,000 people, but since this is a Disney podcast, obviously we talk about how the news affects things at Disney. So anyway, unfortunately, that's where, I mean, I guess it could create some job openings, or it could be a great loss of cast members. So it depends on where you stand on that issue. If you're trying to get a job at Disney, I mean, you may be looking at this from another lens, but yeah, definitely doesn't sound like that's going to be a good situation.
No.
Melissa said it's dysentery.
Was it dysentery? I didn't
She put
feel
a
like that's what
question
I
mark.
read.
She wasn't
Dysentery.
real
She's
sure.
Maybe
not sure.
it could have been. It was definitely an Oregon Trail. You're not going to finish the game now. So
For us, children of the 80s.
yeah. And then the rest of our news, of course, has to do with our events coming up. We have the Run Disney Shorts series coming up. Our first race is June 10th at Counselor Park in York, Pennsylvania. So if you are up for doing a 5K, come out and join us. If you'd like to get a medal for your efforts, make sure you get to rundisney.com and sign up for the Running Shorts series. If you check out our webpage at themagicsyours.com, make sure you get that S in there, Magics Yours. Otherwise, I don't think there's a page. If you check out under our events tab, it has the dates for all 3 runs and the times. All 3 are at Counselor Park, so we hope to see you there. Also, on the Disney Store website this week, I found a Pluto Running Shorts tee. Yeah.
And you're selling us this now?
Well, I just ordered it last night.
I ordered everybody one. No. Were they on sale by chance?
I don't think they were. I'm pretty sure I was just like, I don't care, I want it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're interested in having the T-shirt that goes with the running series when you come out to run with us, check that out.
Very nice.
Hurry, because they'll probably sell out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then, of course, on the 10th, June 10th, we also have our Disney Day Picnic, which will be held at Young's Woods Park on Blooming Grove Road in Hanover. That address is also on our website under the events tab. And that starts at 1
to 4.
1 to 4? Okay. All right. So stop in anytime from 1 to 4. We'll have some snacks. I think we're doing hot dogs and chips and fun stuff like that. Barbecue. Are we doing barbecue?
I believe we are smoking some.
Are we smoking some barbecue? We might have smoked
Pulled
barbecue.
pork?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what exactly is going on.
I think there's going to be pulled pork.
I think we
Or did you guys switch it up a
reevaluated
little?
that a little bit. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. There'll be food. You should come. It'll be fun.
Food and Disney.
We're going
What
to talk
more can
Disney,
you
and
ask
it's going
for?
to be great. So,
And good company.
right. Did anybody else see any exciting news items this week that you want to share? Shout about?
They are offering. It's not free. You do have to purchase, but it's a gift card for the people who stay, like the neighboring hotels in Walt Disney
Right.
World. It is only for quick service.
Okay.
Only quick service.
Did I see something about? I think the price is discounted, right? Like you pay less for the meal than is actually applied to the gift card.
I didn't read
Like, I think I saw it was like
that,
something like $12.50. You pay $12.50 to get
portion.
$15 or something like that.
but it's
So-
you can use it. It doesn't expire, which is
Oh,
nice.
that's
nice.
And
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
and since they never offered anything for their off property, like the Dolphin and
Right.
the Swan, and there's a couple of other neighboring
The good
hotels
neighbors.
that they're offering it to, so that they can get a dining plan and participate in it. So I thought it was I thought that was nice.
That's cool.
I mean, even if it is quick service, that's still
Right.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
you
usually
still get a lot of food.
usually you can't even book the plan at those resorts.
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
You
So
can't
that's not
even-
even an
it's not even-
option to have
Right.
it
It's not
available.
even offered at all.
Right. Also, Magical Express not offered to those resorts.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bummer. You still have to deal with that issue. But
Oh, hey,
yeah.
a meal plan at a discount? Why not? you
Right.
know?
Absolutely.
And it is a card, so if you lose it, they will
They
not.
should be able to, or they won't.
I read it. Like they will not replace it. You cannot
Ooh.
cash it out for cash. You
Ooh.
cannot. Yeah.
Wow.
That might be the kind of a
Yeah. You might.
quirk to it, but
Right. You got to make sure that you feel super responsible.
I mean, if it's a
You
gift
choose that
card,
option.
I would imagine it be the sturdy gift card.
Yeah. So it
And
should
then you
be.
could just slide it in your wallet. I don't see anybody really losing it.
Tables in Wonderland's like that. They issue you one card,
Mhm.
and it's good for 13 months. And it's like it's probably not going to help for everybody, but like it's like the Disneyland tickets. It's like the old like paper ticket with the magnetic
my.
strip on it.
Oh
And
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
I remember those tickets.
You have to hold this for 13 months and don't lose it or have it get torn. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, so I made it like a little protective case.
I'm gonna is it okay to laminate this?
Yeah. I think it said don't laminate, but I
Oh,
was like,
really?
well, I'm gonna make it a
some
little.
people-
I'm gonna make it a sleeve because it needs a little helper.
Yeah, I'd be a little nervous, but I mean, hey, I mean it's a meal plan. You're
Right.
probably most likely not gonna lose that.
Yeah, I would think you probably spend effort keeping track of that. So, so moving on to our topic for the evening, which is Wilderness Lodge, and of course, as always, we have some Wilderness Lodge indicators here on our table. I won't say really artifacts because none of them actually came from Wilderness Lodge. Most of them came from AC Moore, actually. But we have our little Wilderness Lodge birdhouse here, and this is in the color scheme of the Wilderness Lodge. It does have a green roof, which is kind of fun because it means that you can see it from other buildings at Disney and point it and pick it out very easily. Wilderness Lodge has some awesome water features. And some great rock formations in the lobby, especially, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then, of course, you can always find some critters and flowers around Wilderness Lodge. I don't know. Let me tell you, AC Moore in April is a really hard place to find things that look like wildernessy and wintry. So it was a little challenging today. And then rocking chairs are a big deal at Wilderness Lodge. They're in front of both fireplaces in both buildings. There's a lot of train references and train memorabilia scattered around the lodge if you know where to look for it. And it is especially gorgeous at Christmas time, so there's a little treat. So.
Disney in general is especially gorgeous at Christmas
yes,
time.
true story.
Absolutely.
Recommend.
Oh, Melissa was resort hopping there last weekend, and you played in their arcade. So how was the arcade? Is it good? I've never done the arcade there. I'm a big fan of the Contemporaries arcade.
I try not to go into the arcades because the little one will never leave.
Yeah,
So.
Well, I mean, I kind of have this problem too.
Oh. Remind me not to travel with you then.
Ben, I don't think Ben. No, actually, he's pretty good about it. So, so I guess let's start with the lobby because that's the first thing we see when we come in.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, just
Beautiful.
stunning. It is
Yes.
an absolutely stunning.
Oh, she said it was
Lodge.
smaller.
It's smaller than
Than the one at Art of Animation, but still
Oh.
fun. Oh.
Okay. Well, so if you're staying at Wilderness Lodge and you're feeling like you want to hit the arcade, just take the boat over to the Contemporary and hop and play the arcade there, because it's really cool. So, yes, in the lobby.
Yes.
There's a lot of throwback to some Native American symbolism in the lobby. We have totem poles.
Which are 55 feet tall, if anybody wants to know. And they're amazing.
Now,
There's a thing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, did they talk about that when you visited there?
But they talked about like what Holly was saying about the symbolization of some things in the lobby. The Wilderness Lodge, it's inspired by actual national park lodges, and you probably know this better, obviously, than I do. The fireplace, the levels in the fireplace represent levels of the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So it's really, really cool. Very pretty. The lights, they're not chandeliers like you would find at, say, the Grand Floridian. They are actually teepees, which I thought was so cool. They're these huge teepees that are lights.
See, I really need to go down and just resort hop.
Yeah. And they have
check them
This is a good one to check out. It's really pretty.
headdresses. They
Yes.
have,
They're in the
wow.
cases beside the fireplace, right?
Yes.
Like Indian
And-
dresses?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Those things are. My father has
Beautiful.
one.
They have artifacts from the Grand Canyon area with those headdresses in the cases right around the fireplaces. So, you can definitely take your own walking tour through there. As of last March, they were still offering the Wonders of Wilderness Lodge tour. It's a free tour, Wednesdays through Saturdays at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they meet in front of the Grand Canyon fireplace and talk a little bit about the lobby. Then they take you over to the DVC section, that's Disney Vacation Club, sorry, and tell you a little bit about the symbolism there. There's a lot of imagery related to the Transcontinental Railroad, with the Golden Spike and with Walt Disney's trains, and the guide will share with you some particular stories about Walt Disney's childhood and where some of the train memorabilia came from. There's also a fireplace in that section, and there's a lot of symbolism in there with animals in the DVC section. So the sections are very similar, but at the same time very distinct. So it's definitely worth, whichever section you end up staying in, it's definitely worth crossing over and checking out the other side also, because it's just really, really gorgeous place to spend some time.
And I'm anxious to see too, because they're undergoing some refurbishments right now.
They are, and they are scheduled to be
large
done.
refurbishments.
They're scheduled to be done allegedly July of 2017. So they're supposed to be done in 3 months.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this? April?
Yeah.
3 months.
And
Well, I might as well just say May.
Yeah.
I mean, Monday's May.
Yeah.
and the Wilderness Lodge is also constructing the Copper
Creek. Yep.
Copper Creek cabins. Yes. So I got to see them from an aerial view from like a
Oh
couple
yeah. How far along were they?
They're still building.
Really?
I was so hoping we would see the inside of one. I really, really was, but
Were there any that were done?
I don't know.
Okay.
They
When we
didn't.
were there.
They didn't tell us for sure. And from where we were, like they pointed out where they were building them. I looked over and like some didn't have like full roofs and all that. Kind of stuff.
Wow.
So, but anyway, regardless, they look amazing
'Cause
from the
when we were
outside,
there
as far
and
as spacious, and you're not on top of each other.
Yeah.
And I do know they're not built on the water like the bungalows.
Right,
at the
they're
Palm
back
Desert.
a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think they might have learned a few things
I think so.
from that experience. So,
They
But-
were just starting to frame the first ones in October, and by January we saw some that were under roof already.
Well, good.
So I'm surprised that they don't have, and unless they were waiting till they have everything under roof and then starting to complete
I
maybe.
don't know.
But they better hurry if they're going to make July,
Yeah.
because it's right around the corner.
It's going up quick.
Yep. Sorry, just checking to see. One of the buildings was completely closed last week. Yep. Yeah.
And she was just down there running, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And the Geyser Point, Geyser Canyon, Geyser Point. It's new. It's the new bar area.
Yes.
Yeah. I was talking with Jeremy a little bit because they do Wilderness Lodge almost exclusively.
Oh, nice.
Like they've only ever done I think one other resort, And so he's very in tune with what's going on there because he goes back to the same place over and over. So he said that is going to be an available viewing spot to see the electric water pageant, which is going to be pretty neat.
Yes.
Especially for people who can't see it from their room, from wherever they're situated. So that should be coming shortly. If not, I think Geyser Point is open.
It was
But
open when I was.
It's a little limited right now.
I think it was open when I was there because the other quick service is currently closed because of the refurbishments.
Oh, okay.
So the
Fork
smaller.
should be open again by July.
So yes, the Roaring Fork and the smaller pool are closed currently, but the others are open.
Okay. The other thing Jeremy mentioned to me is that the bathrooms in the entire resort are in the process of being refurbished. So most people who are checking in now are getting those refurbished bathrooms. So
Nice.
I know, right? Like of anything
I'll
you
take
could
one of those.
of anything you
Yes.
could refurbish in my resort, please make it the bathroom.
That is awesome.
Please.
That is awesome.
So I thought that was really great.
Very good.
The okay. Howard and Leo, who usually join us every week, we're going to try to make us jealous with pictures, but apparently they can't post pictures to the live streams, so they're waiting for Rivers of Light currently.
That's funny.
So are they down there now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Happy anniversary, guys!
Wait, what are you doing on here if you're in Disney?
Well, they're waiting for Rivers of Light. They're not
Oh,
doing
that's
anything
right,
now.
They're patiently waiting.
Like, we can't talk to each other that much. I don't want to talk to these other people that are sitting near us, you know?
Hey, let's just watch the video.
Yeah. So, food.
Yes.
Because, of course, we have to talk food. I mean,
Please.
you know.
Yes, please, let's talk about food.
Yes. Artist Point is the signature dining option at Wilderness Lodge. Artist Point used to be much beloved and has fallen out of favor with most people that frequent Wilderness Lodge. I've heard a lot of these rumblings, you know, on the internet, like, oh, Artist Point, I don't even bother anymore. And so I asked Jeremy about it specifically last night. I said, okay, what about Artist Point? Like, what's the deal there? Because we've never done Artist Point. The menu only vaguely appealed to us. And I was like, you know what, for a signature dining, like, if the menu, it doesn't wow me, I'm not interested. I'll go somewhere else. There are, 14 other signature restaurants to choose from. I don't have to do that one.
The signature dining is
Two table service credits if you're on the dining plan.
Yes.
So this is, that,
Some
like I
people
say,
might
I mean, you really want it to be something that you're going to be totally blown away by if you're going to spend 2 dining credits on it, because those credits are worth, like, $40 to $60 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to get an $80 to $120 meal experience per person or per adult out of it, use your credits somewhere else because that's
there's
just
a
silly.
lot of other signature dinings that could be
Right.
much more.
Absolutely. So anyway, I checked with Jeremy because, like I said, he has the most experience at this particular resort among all of us, and he agreed with the assessments. He said he's actually only been there one time, really didn't care for it that much, wasn't impressed with the menu choices, but his in-laws, or his parents I think, who accompany them most of the time on the trips, they come up and meet them, and have eaten at Wilderness Lodge at Artist Point religiously for the past, I don't even know how many years. They drive up for the day. This is their one and only on-resort table service, and with 145 restaurants to choose from, they kept going back until this past year.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that this would be their last time there until they got a new chef or changed the menu. So, I mean, you're talking, like, diehard, like, we love this restaurant, we eat here all the time, and they're not patronizing it. So, I mean, I think that speaks pretty loudly,
Yeah.
So, your other meal option at Wilderness Lodge, fortunately, is awesome.
I was gonna say as I don't think negative, but
Right, as
not as welcoming
unloved as
Yes.
Artist Point is at the moment.
Whispering
Whispering Canyon
Canyon
is the exact opposite.
Whispering Canyon is a 180.
Yep.
So
The quesadillas, it's not a Mexican restaurant, but oh my gosh, those quesadillas are phenomenal. I don't even remember what else we ate because the quesadillas were so good. Something came in the middle. and it was amazing, but it wasn't the quesadillas. I wanted
So
more
your
of those.
appetizer was your
The
best.
appetizer was awesome. The dessert was also good. By dessert, I had gotten over the quesadillas, and we had some sort of s'mores,
Don't rub it in.
s'mores creme brulee, I think it was.
I think that's what they had.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
You didn't eat it?
Wow.
Well,
They didn't offer it to
I
Amy.
didn't. They didn't offer it to me.
You weren't special.
I did not get offered the s'mores creme brulee.
Oh, that was extra.
Yeah.
Money they had to give out.
But at Whispering Canyon, they do serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was also there for lunch, and we had the sampler skillet.
The skillet is like their, what do I want to say,
Like
their signature dish.
yeah. So, well, first comes cornbread, which I absolutely love cornbread, and it was delicious. It did not disappoint at all. Then,
I guess I'll have to go there.
yeah. So then this
Well,
huge
that's a big
skillet
cornbread
gets
person.
Definitely go.
There was only four of us ladies at this table, and this huge skillet is bigger than Holly's book. It was huge.
This big.
So on the skillet came ribs,
Ooh.
chicken, pulled pork, corn on the cob, sausage, real mashed potatoes,
Food
I
coma.
like how you say
and
Real.
real mashed potatoes, and they served barbecue sauce warm, like as a side if you wanted to put more on your pulled pork or your chicken or what have you.
Yeah, that's the worst. We have cold barbecue sauce and
No,
hot food.
it was warm.
That's awesome.
It was
Smart. That's good thinking.
delicious.
Yeah.
So then after all that, then came another huge skillet, which was apple cobbler with 4 huge scoops of ice cream on it.
So like an apple pie a la mode.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Delicious.
Mm.
Hands down, will definitely return for sure.
Yeah. And in addition to all of the fantastic food that they have at Whispering Canyon, they have in-restaurant entertainment.
Yes.
And did they give you a chip to flip, red or green?
No,
They
but
gave us one the first time and not the second time if you wanted to participate or you didn't want to participate, so that they knew.
well, we were there. I was there for the agent training, so we were kind of on a mission. We didn't really have time to.
To enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
It was
given
kinda
our
like,
food.
it was like, look at this restaurant, eat this food, go here. Go
Yeah.
here.
So and we were served, and we were told we were leaving in 5 minutes. So there was no time for that, but it is super fun for the family. The servers get
Yeah. We've seen them
very
do
animated and pretty cool.
horsey rides around, with the stick ponies
Yeah.
from when you were a kid, and they give all the kids one and let them ride around the restaurant on the stick ponies.
We've seen someone go to ketchup jail. They actually put bars in front of your face because you took the ketchup, and then if you ask for ketchup, am I allowed to say?
Everybody in the restaurant has to bring you their ketchup.
So when you say, may I have ketchup, then the server just yells for the entire restaurant to hear, ketchup, I need ketchup at this table, and every table that has ketchup takes the ketchup from their table, gets up, and walks it to your
So
table.
of course, within 5 minutes of the restaurant opening, all of the ketchup is at one table.
Yes.
And then you end up with this, usually a little kid, who has to carry this armful of ketchup over to the next table.
See, now
It's
Logan's
super
looking
fun.
barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's super fun.
When they brought Ben his drink, they kept mixing up the size of the glasses. So they brought him out, I forget, he got a Diet Coke and a water, and they brought him out one in this enormous glass, and he's like, whoa, cool. But then he asked for a refill, and they brought him a shot glass with a handle.
Yeah.
So that was a good time, and I can't remember any of the other things that they do, but it's a fun meal. Like, it's definitely,
Yeah.
it's kind of like what 50s Primetime Cafe tries to do, but they're I'd say 50-50 successful at it. Like, we've definitely, sorry, that was bad. We've definitely had some meals at 50s where our servers basically ignored us and just been like, here's your food.
Oh, so they try to do the same thing there?
Well, they're supposed, they'll tell you if your elbows are on the table, they'll be like, get your elbows, they're sassy 50s mom. And, I'm not bringing you dessert till you eat those vegetables. And, and if you have your phone out at the table, they're supposed to yell at you. But, we would do all kinds of things to, try to get them to yell at us, and they wouldn't. I'm like...
Yeah. Well, actually, somebody in our
Okay.
party was told to put their phone away at the table at Whispering Canyon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that did happen. And if I could touch real quick back on the food, even though it is considered a barbecue place, I guess,
Yeah.
there are still vegetarian
Oh,
offerings.
right.
There was a classmate of mine at the table, and she's a vegetarian, and they served her quinoa cakes and vegetables, and she
Sounds
raved about it. She thoroughly enjoyed her dinner, and they also offer, because of course we had ice cream, they do offer non-dairy items as well. So if you have any dairy
Allergies.
intolerance,
Right.
if you're intolerant.
Intolerant. We got it. All right.
Um,
We're back in the game.
lactose intolerant. That's what I'm trying to say. So, just wanted to
Fruit.
be sure that everyone knows that if there's anybody who has any special needs as far as
Right.
their diet is concerned, Disney's very good at trying to accommodate anything that might
Right.
come up.
And it doesn't matter if it's an elective need or
Yes.
a medical
Yeah.
need.
Yes.
Yeah. Fear.
So please do not just look at the menu and think that's all that they have, because they will
Right.
supplement whatever.
Right.
you
And
need.
if you're uncomfortable, if someone in your party has a severe allergy and it's to something very common in particular, and you want to call and talk to the restaurant ahead of time, they are more than willing
Yes.
to talk to you and make sure that your needs can be met before you get there, and especially at the buffets, because I think a lot of people get a little like, oh God, if it's a
Yes.
buffet, like I'm eating the same thing
Yeah.
everybody else is, and
Yeah.
what choices do I have? But they will make any reasonable accommodation they can make for you.
They bring it out personally.
Right.
Yes.
Like the chefs
Yeah,
will
like
bring
they'll
it out
serve you a
personally
plate from the food that's on the buffet out of the things that you can eat that didn't touch the other things that you can't eat.
Right.
I mean, they're really very, very much on the money. So that's pretty much restaurant. There's Roaring Forks,
Yep.
which is the quick service restaurant, and they serve the flatbreads there that are the same as the flatbreads at Pinocchio Village House.
Okay.
That's the only thing I've ever eaten there, I think, because we're not usually at the resort much. So like quick service for us that's at the resort is kind of like it's over there somewhere. It's for ice cream at the end of the day. I mean, that's kind of.
Their Geyser Point is the other one, which is
the brand new one.
right, and conveniently located right near the pool, the larger pool. And I was looking on their menu, and they actually have a crab cake sandwich.
Ooh.
And they have a bison burger, which when I saw that, Fred, if you're listening, there was a restaurant where we used to live close to Philadelphia, and they served amazing bison burgers. So
I don't even know what a bison burger is.
it's really
Is that bad?
It's just sort of hamburger.
It's a
isn't it?
hamburger, but
like
it's
made out
better meat type of
better. Yeah.
Is it like buffalo meat or something?
whatever bison is that buffalo? It was good.
We're all hunters.
it was
can you tell?
tasty.
We're going out of our comfort zone.
Bison
We're not good
burgers.
at classifying meat. Sorry, guys.
It's not my specialty. Disney
No.
is.
Yeah, exactly. I had a thing to add about that. Oh, because we were talking about being near the pool. The pool is so cool at Wilderness Lodge because if you're standing in the lobby, there's this cute little bridge that goes over this little bubbling geyser type thing. And it looks like it's like natural water, like it could have come right out of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And it flows outside through an exit in the wall. There's a little waterfall that goes down into the pool area. And then there's the pool section, and there's a bridge that goes across there. And then there's another bridge at the very end, and Bay Lake is beyond that. Well, obviously, if you look at the pool water, it's not nasty lake water. So they actually have in those two bridges, and I mean, it's very obvious from like an engineering standpoint once you see it, but until you actually stop and think about it, you're like, oh yeah, of course that little spring doesn't flow into that chlorinated pool and then back out to the lake, because that would be ridiculous. But it looks like it does.
It really does look like
Right,
it.
so
yeah.
the little spring like recycles itself from one bridge to the other, and then the pool is all within the two bridges, and then Bay Lake is actually stopped from coming in by the structure underneath the last bridge.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible.
It's cool. It's a neat pool. I like it.
With a 67-foot
Water slide.
67-foot water slide. So just anybody who's keeping track
Where
of
does
all the
that fall? Where,
almost at the bottom.
really? It's one of
Yeah.
the smaller ones.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
So kind of probably really good for if you're taking younger kids and it's
Right.
maybe their first trip down a water slide. And you
and
might not want the one at Beach Club.
and speaking of that, they do have a newer children's water play area.
Right,
as
because
well.
they actually just ripped that pool out
Yes.
completely, 2014, because we were there, because we didn't get to swim in it. So, yeah, they completely refurbed the pool.
Yeah, so
Um,
the children's play area is all but 2 years old. So
Yeah,
and we walked right past it. That was really cool.
yeah.
So
Excuse me, can I
I know.
I'm just going to be,
Mind if I get in?
I'll be back.
A little hot.
Yeah.
I need a little refresh.
In architecture, structure, the Territory Lounge, which is a lovely place to stop and grab a drink. It looks like an old, I'm going to use the right word here. It's kind of like a smoking room kind of atmosphere. And there's a lot of Teddy Roosevelt influence in there. There's a little like Teddy Roosevelt Rough Riders kind of history. And there are a lot of nods to states out west, and they see a couple state flags in there. The floor in there is a hardwood floor, but instead of being cut like planks, they actually took the logs and cut them crosswise, so they're all round sections, and they're all planted in the floor, and then there's a finish over them. And it's the coolest effect. I saw it and I was like, I'm going to do it in my house.
Let us know when you hit the lottery.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
I'll go out and cut some logs down. And
Go cut
make
trees
them all
down.
Let's get us all to work next Friday.
Yes,
We'll all be
exactly.
here next Friday because we'll be cutting logs for Holly's new floor.
We gotta go find trees that nobody will notice are gone.
Right. Yeah, nobody will.
We'll just go down to the
We
paper
totally
mill.
do it. Yeah, there you go. They'd never notice. We have tons of logs out there.
I see them every morning driving up the road.
And another activity that Jeremy mentioned to me that he said a lot of people don't know about is the flag retreat that they do at Wilderness Lodge every day at 5 o'clock. So they do one in Magic Kingdom, and there's always a family of the day that's honored. And I believe you can apply at City Hall to be in Magic Kingdom to be honored at that flag retreat. Of course, you have to be a veteran. So, like, I can't just wander up there and be like, hey, I want to be at the flag retreat. They'll be like, where you get out of here. But at Wilderness Lodge, it's a lot easier to be the family of the day because, first of all, fewer people know about it, and second of all, it's pretty much restricted to people who are at the lodge. So if you or anybody in your party is a veteran and you would like to be honored in the flag retreat ceremony, inquire at the front desk, and hopefully they'll be able to get you in.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
That's
that's
nice
cool.
to know.
Yeah. That is to me, it's a very moving ceremony. Too.
It is. It really is.
If you have the opportunity, if you can't get to Wilderness Lodge, to be able to take part in it
Just stop by Main Street
at Magic
sometime.
Kingdom, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
We didn't talk about the geyser at all. The Old Faithful geyser.
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, I wonder if it's under construction
I don't know.
at the moment. I know that area is. They took the beach out and some of the nature
wait.
trails.
I'm sorry. I think we did. It's small though.
Small one that's not active.
Okay, then maybe I saw it not active.
Maybe. There is a geyser and it's down by the boat dock.
Docks,
I
yes,
just wanted to check
okay.
myself. That on an interval, I believe it's hourly, might be every half hour. It shoots 120 feet of water.
Okay, yeah,
Into
it
the
was
air.
not active, I guess.
Okay. Okay, hopefully if they're refurbing that area, I hope they're not taking it out because
No,
it's really cool.
I'm thinking now. I did see it. It just was not
Not active at the time.
yes,
Yeah.
spouting out.
So that 120. Am I right about that? No,
You were wrong.
I was wrong. Never mind.
Scratch that.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was as high as the plunge on Splash Mountain, but it's actually higher because the plunge on Splash Mountain is only like 82 feet to the top of the mountain, and the plunge itself is 52. But the canyon shoots at 120, so it's actually it actually shoots water twice as high as the plunge on Splash Mountain.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah, so don't go on the canyon ride or the geyser ride. It's very scary.
What?
You wouldn't want to go on that as a ride.
Oh,
It's twice as high as Splash Mountain.
that's all right. Gotta be a thrill seeker sometimes. Make it fun.
Should we talk about the rooms themselves?
Yeah, let's talk about the rooms.
I was pretty excited because Wilderness Lodge is where I saw my very first room makeup of one queen size bed and one bunk bed. And it was really cool, especially seeing it at Wilderness Lodge. It totally fit the theme of
because it looks
the
like
resort.
rough logs made up making the bunk bed.
It does.
Yeah.
It was really
It's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really neat. The rooms themselves were beautiful.
And in that, wow, I totally lost my train of thought. Sorry.
And
Never
I going back to the bathrooms now, thinking back to it, I did see a refurbished bathroom. Very nice.
So what do they look like in the lodge side? Because we've only stayed in the villa side, so.
It's pretty much just, you're walking in, bathroom, the one we saw, the bathroom was to the left, a full closet to the right with 2 doors, which, that's something you don't get at value resorts.
Right.
This is a full closet. Then we walked a little bit further, and you had the bunk beds, more space, more floor space, and then...
Well, sure, because they take up less space than a queen bed. That's smart.
And then the queen size bed, and then this particular room had a balcony. So then the balcony was a little bit further. Then, of course, the table,
They
2
should
chairs.
all have balconies, right?
I'm not sure. The room that we saw
Okay.
had the balcony.
Okay.
The refrigerator, the coffee pot, coffee maker.
No microwave, though, correct?
No microwave.
Okay.
I apologize. I was wrong last week. There is no microwave at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
There is in the villas, but there's not in the regular rooms. And that holds true at Wilderness Lodge too. That they have the microwave and the kitchen sink at the villas. So if you're in the DVC Villas building, you will have the microwave and the kitchen sink. But then you also have to play by the DVC rules. You don't get 2 beds. You get a bed and a fold-out sofa. So it's definitely a trade-off as to which is the better option for your family, and if it's available, because there are fewer villas available relative to rooms. So it's much easier to get into a room. It's typically more cost-effective to get into a regular room, although I've seen that reversed. I actually got somebody a villa at Beach Club because it was reversed. It was just cheaper for them to stay DVC. So I was like, well, why don't you do that and you have a microwave? And you didn't need a second bed. So I was like, okay, that's good. That's a win-win.
Right.
So, in addition to the balcony outside, the rooms in the main building, I'm not sure if this is true for all of them because there's a wing that goes down the side, right? But the rooms inside the main area in the lobby, when you're walking down the hallway, you can actually look over into the lobby.
Yes, because
there are two
you're
wings that go out either side, I think, that have rooms also.
Because when you're in the lobby, you can see rooms.
Right.
But actually, to the right above the check-in desk, that's actually where they were doing construction.
Okay.
And very stealth-like. Like, I didn't even know that it was under construction. Like,
wow.
That's how well it was hidden.
Awesome.
But our tour guide was like, if you take a look, you can kind of see. So I'm like, looking, I'm like, oh, yeah. So the one part, you can actually see doors. On the part that was under construction, there was a barrier between the lobby, what you can see from the lobby, and behind it, but they had it colored in a way that you would not have noticed.
Cool.
It was
incognito.
Yeah.
Camouflaged it. They're good with that.
They really are. They're
And
very
keeping
stealthy
everything
about
kinda
it.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of
secretive.
and speaking of a resort that's under construction, they also try their hardest to make sure construction does not start before 9 a.m. and is finished by 5 p.m.
Right.
So there should be
So you
very,
might
very
run
little,
into an afternoon nap window issue if you're there during construction, but and this was another of Jeremy's contributions for the week. He said that the boat horns are much louder than the construction noise. So, like, don't worry about the construction noise. That's not going to bother you a bit.
Boat horns.
Yeah, and that is in any resort that has a boat, you do have the horn that goes with it because the boat has to make a signal when it's approaching the dock for safety.
For safety.
So, unfortunately, you can't get away from that if you're at a resort that has a boat. But honestly, that I don't know. I guess it depends on your tolerance for that kind of thing. For me, I'm like, oh, the boat horn. Oh. But I know, I'm sure some people were like, oh my god, that stupid boat, it's blowing its horn again. It's all in your perception about.
I would if I was napping.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But
see,
I don't
hear nap
it.
at Disney,
never hear
so.
No.
I didn't even let the little ones nap when we would visit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You can nap in the stroller. It's
Right,
okay.
exactly. Oh yeah, for kids, absolutely. I'm like, get in the stroller, I'm hitting the park.
Right.
And speaking of boats, the transportation for Wilderness Lodge, you can take the bus to most of the parks in Disney Springs, or there is a water taxi that will take you directly from your resort to Magic Kingdom.
And that water taxi is awesome because not only does it take you to Magic Kingdom and back on a direct route, and if you're lucky and you're traveling at night and get stuck, get to see the electrical water pageant 3 or 4 times as it crosses your boat's route.
That'd be very cool.
You do want to time that. You want to make sure that it's not electrical water pageant time if you need to get back. And, like, if the kids are, like, done for the day and you need to get home, you're going to want to take the bus because you'll be out on the water for a while. But it is kind of cool because it's a really cool vantage point to see that from the boat, but just be aware of it because if you're expecting to be back in, like, 15 minutes, you're not going to be. And the lines are, of course, built, while that's happening because the boats are stuck.
Right.
So, but it's brief and it's only at night, so
Yeah.
it's not a huge deal. But it's just something to kind of just have in your peripheral vision if you're at meltdown time. So, the other really awesome thing about the boat service at Wilderness Lodge is that it goes to the Contemporary and Fort Wilderness.
Yes.
It's a separate loop entirely. So it's not like, oh, we're going to the Magic Kingdom, but we have to stop at Fort Wilderness and the Contemporary first. It's Magic Kingdom is direct, and then the Fort Wilderness Lodge Contemporary loop. So that means that you have boat access to get to Fort Wilderness for the Mickey's Backyard Barbecue and the Hoop-de-Doo Review, and you have access to get to the Contemporary for Chef Mickey's, the Wave, and California Grill. What else is over there?
Have you done the Hoop-de-Doo review?
No. Have you?
I have not, but one of my girlfriends that had joined one here, she
nice.
said it was totally worth it.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome.
I have a friend who absolutely loved it. Like, that was like a must-do for them every single time.
Yeah. But it is a signature one.
Right.
Yes.
So that's a 2 credit. But it's dinner and a show.
Yeah.
So as far as places where you're going to use 2 credits, I think it's pretty decent
Yes.
because
Yeah, I think it'd be well worth it.
yeah, it's a good value. You're actually going to get something additional out of it besides a meal.
Yep.
So I think that's a really nice thing to do, and especially being right there at the campground, you get that quick boat transportation back and forth, and you can actually walk from Wilderness Lodge to Fort Wilderness. So there's this beautiful 1-mile nature trail. And it's it's nice and paved, and it does go through the woods, so there is the possibility of encountering Florida wildlife. I was very fortunate the day that I decided that I was going to walk down this trail. I saw deer and squirrels, and bunnies, but
Did you feel like Snow White?
yes, a little bit.
You should have just started singing.
I suppose there is also the possibility of encountering the more slithery types of Florida residents as well. So. That's definitely something to keep. I know.
Snakes?
I was definitely like, I don't know if I want to do this.
I peeled out.
I would be, but I was running, and I was like, well, if there's anything that's going to make me run faster, it's seeing one of those suckers on the trail. So I think we might be win-win here.
But you don't have to walk. That you can take. There is transportation that will take you around in Fort Wilderness Lodge
Right.
area.
So
you don't have to walk it.
Does it go over to Wilderness Lodge too? The internal on Fort Wilderness?
No, just Fort Wilderness.
Just to Fort Wilderness,
Yes.
okay.
Because
So once you get into Fort Wilderness, you would have the option
Yes.
then to get around by taking the transportation. But where the path brings you in, it comes in down by where they have the ponies and the wagon rides, and that's right by the general store, which is where the Hoop-de-Doo is at. And I mean, it's all, like, everything you would want to go to Fort Wilderness for if you're not staying there is right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty decent, like, as far as where it takes you to.
Yeah.
And where the boat drops you off is right on the other side of that. So you walk in on this side, you boat on this side, and all the stuff's right in the middle. So
Which is nice.
yeah.
That way you don't have to run around everywhere.
Ah,
Yeah, no.
ah.
I'm not down with that.
No, I'm not either. Well, let's just saw the slithery things that are in animation.
Look, I've stayed there and I never saw any slithery things. Thank goodness.
I have
because I would have
never,
cried.
I have never seen a slithery thing on Disney property. And I hope to never encounter one because I'll be freaking out.
Alligator or crocodile?
That doesn't bother me so much. I can deal with that.
Actually, in Magic Kingdom.
In Splash Mountain?
Yes.
Yes, the little one that was too small for them to move.
Yes.
They had to be like 4 months old, so they had to leave them there until he was
Yeah,
big
he just
enough.
hung out at the bottom, like, just sat there on the rock, didn't move, didn't bother
I was like,
nobody.
hey, what's up?
It's like, yeah.
Did you guys have fun on that big hill?
This is my house.
I did that once.
When I was just a lad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have seen that one, and I was like,
Is that
real?
Is that animatronic? What's going on
they're
here?
like, no, it's real. And then somebody else had told me that they can't move them.
They have to be
If
like
they
a
wind
certain
up in
length
there,
and a
they
certain
can't.
age, and
Yeah.
and Splash Mountain's really it's an amazing attraction. It's the tank for it is 1 million gallons of water. So you think about it, like. Of course, if I'm Florida Wildlife, I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm hot. Like, hey, look, a swimming pool. I mean, it's gonna happen. Stuff's gonna get in there.
Like, it legit did not move the entire time.
Right.
And there's people all around.
Because I'm sure
They're
it's
just
up
sat
until
there.
a certain point they're not dangerous. Otherwise, the danger of the situation would override, the fact that, oh, we don't want to move the cute little alligator till he's so big,
I mean, it was a decent size, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool to see it there, just chilling.
Yeah.
Like, it just was meant to be on that ride. Part of the ride.
Well, they have chickens singing on a boat at the end. Why not an alligator on a rock?
Right.
It seems to kind of fit.
They got singing bears and everything in Disney.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
So, yeah. They have alligators, or no, crocodiles on the Jungle Cruise. Ginger and, oh gosh, what's his name? Old something.
I don't know, well, they have them in
Watch out for
animal...
Ginger. Ginger snaps.
I mean, there are the ones in Animal Kingdom on
Right.
the ride, so...
I thought the first time we saw those, I thought they were fake, because they weren't moving, and I was like, that's weird that Disney would put fake animals on a safari ride.
They're just cooling off.
They honestly, they look plastic.
They do. They just kind of, but there's
that's
so
kinda
many of
bizarre.
them in that one area, so
Yeah.
it's like, they just sit there like, I don't feel like moving.
Yeah, they're weird looking.
I don't care if there's people riding by.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry right now.
What?
We'll just eat what they give us later.
So do we have any other thoughts on rooms? Oh, I did want to talk about the villas, the rooms in the villa side. They've got a more of a nature theme, whereas I think the rooms on the lodge side are more of a Native American theme. Like you have more of the what's that pattern called? It's like it's a blanket pattern. It has a name. I don't know what it is, but it's like the earth tone colors, and it's it almost looks like the top of a keystone. No.
I know what you're trying to describe, but I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it has a name and it's a special pattern, and that's a lot of the decor and the lodge side. Am I right on
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yes.
And then on the village side, it's more. I want to say it's Bambi, but I'm not sure if I'm mixing it up with Grand Californian. Because Grand Californian is also nature theme, and I know for sure they've got Bambis on the shower curtains, and I can't remember if Wilderness Lodge is Bambi also, or if it's another nature type of movie. But it's definitely more movie themed as opposed to cultural themed. Okay. Do we have any other things to talk about? About the lodge?
Kind of, when we talked about, I think there was Polynesian and maybe the contemporary, Fort Wilderness Lodge, also has bike rentals. They have
and
motorboat rentals. They actually have 3 different kinds. They have just mini ones where it's just a 2-person boat. Then they have the 6-person boat, and then they go up to the pontoon boats, which can hold at least 10 guests. So you can rent them on the half hour.
And you can actually take them into the Seven Seas Lagoon around Magic Kingdom, which I think that sounds tremendously dangerous. I don't know why Disney lets people do it, honestly, because, I mean, think about the boat traffic in there. The ferries back and forth, all of the resort launches coming together there. But,
Yeah, they do.
I mean, does it have a driver? You don't drive it yourself.
No, you do.
you just
Yes.
rent it and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound
It
safe
feels
at all.
dangerous. I don't know.
I don't have a boat license, so I don't think I'd want to ride with that.
Right, and maybe you have to have
You have to be.
proof of a license.
Maybe a
You wanna do it?
course? Did they make you take a course?
I have no idea. I know there's age restrictions, obviously, for driving.
That's good.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't let Logan go drive.
Right.
Come on, baby, let's go drive.
But I don't know. I don't know
It'll be
anything
fun.
about. I don't know about the whole license thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And you can fish, and just like most of the resorts, there's the movies under the stars, and of course, Wilderness Lodge has campfires in the evening. So
That's
very nice amenities.
That'd be fun if it's cool night.
Yes.
Right. And over at Fort Wilderness, they have the big campfire
Yes.
with Chippendale Sing Along, and they actually sell s'mores kits at the Fort Wilderness one. So, since you're just a short boat ride away, you could pop over to Fort Wilderness and check that out also.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Oh yes, it is Bambi. Okay, thanks, Melissa. I thought it was, and then I was like, no, I know for sure the Grand Californian is, and I'm probably remembering it wrong. They do also have the fold down bunk on the villa's side, so you can sleep 5 in a studio. Funny story. We were there for 3 nights, I guess, and something didn't look right to me about the dresser. And I hadn't tried to put anything away because we were only there for 3 nights, so I was like, I'm not even going to get comfortable here because we're moving over to a different resort, so like it's kind of silly to unpack all my stuff. And I was just fiddling with it the day that we're checking out, and all of a sudden the bunk folded down. I was like, oh!
This wasn't even a dresser after all.
I had never seen one before. That was the first room that we stayed in that had a fold down, and I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. That's why it looked weird. And I didn't really pay any attention to how many people the room slept because there were 2 of us. I didn't care. I was like, we got a bed. We're great. You know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
You could have tried out the little bunk.
I could have. Though they're made for children 3 to 9.
Oh. You could have tried out the bunk. That might have worked.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think I meet the height requirement. I think that's about it, though.
So our conclusion on Wilderness Lodge, yes,
Yes.
yeah. I'm very enthusiastic. 2 thumbs up. I mean,
Yes.
it's,
I
Would
can't
you
really
try
say.
it? Would you
I
check
would
it out?
love to go to there, but
Yeah.
I can't say from experience.
Right.
I've never been.
Yes.
but
So that's a must try.
it's
Yes.
yeah, it's definitely it's a great resort. Very very cool, very fun. So, let's see, our closing item for the night, our fun fact. So even though we had some Wilderness Lodge fun facts
Yes.
today, and definitely check out that tour. The tour is really good if it's still
That is
going on.
cool,
It
yeah.
was Ranger Steve or something. I think his name was. He was excellent. I forget his name, but he was really good.
Ranger somebody.
Ranger. He's a park ranger. Are the tour guides, so it's very cute. So our fun fact for today is about the Epcot VIP lounges. Not that any of us will ever get to go to a function there, but
Oh, man.
they exist. There are secret lounges in Epcot.
We can drink,
As we
can't we?
speak, they're sitting in there, empty. We should party in them. But anyway,
Get
they're
in there.
break it.
No,
Sneak
there's
in?
got to be a way.
Well, you can go on the Undiscovered Future World tour to get to see the lounges, but you don't really get to, there weren't any hors d'oeuvres. And the reason that the lounges exist in Epcot is because when Epcot was first started, they were full of corporate sponsorship. So the corporations that sponsored attractions at Epcot got their very own VIP lounge. And these lounges are so adorably stuck in 1982. So you walk in and it kind of reminds you. Have you guys been to any of the Trump casinos?
I think up in
They're like
Atlanta.
dark
City.
and like gold plastic gilded everywhere. That's really how they're. We went to the lounge that was above the
So
the
how did
Seas
you get to
Pavilion.
see this?
We were on the Undiscovered Future World tour in Epcot, and it's a public tour. You can book it at any time as long as you have park admission.
Oh.
And the the lounge is actually above the Coral Reef restaurant, so the tank that you can see at Coral Reef, you can actually see in the lounge too. But because you're up a little bit higher, you have an even better perspective on the people that are on the ride. So you can look over and wave to people on the Nemo ride.
Cool.
Yeah. So the next time you're riding the seas with Nemo and friends, when you get right before, I think it's right before the East Australian Current, you can see the people on the other side. You can see them in the Coral Reef, and you can see them at the lounge if they're upstairs. So
Nice.
you can kind of spy on them and see if there's any private events going on or anything.
Some celebrities in there.
Right. And there are other lounges that they've opened up. Like the one, there's one in Journey into Imagination that they've opened up for DVC. And there's one in the American Adventure Pavilion where if you're a Chase Visa card holder, you do not have to be a Disney Visa card holder, just a Chase card holder.
Oh.
You can go up to the lounge and get free drinks when you're in Epcot. So if you don't have a Chase Visa, get one before you go to Disney the next time, because all you have to do is just show your card and they let you up. So
Nice.
yeah, and it's like they do the freestyle Coke machines, so you can go up and help yourself to some Coke of whatever flavor you like, or Sprite, or whatever non-Pepsi beverage floats your boat.
Very nice.
So I guess that's all we have for this evening.
Yep.
So we will be back next week with some talk about Port Orleans Riverside.
Yes.
And that'll be a good discussion too.
Yes.
That's a fun resort. So look forward to that. We look forward to seeing all of you back here again next week, and we look forward to seeing you at our upcoming events.
Yes.
Yeah.
See y'all soon.
Good night.
Bye.
Amy's gonna hit the camera here, so we'll just smile and wave.